Morning, everybody. Morning, internet. Morning, phone. I thought I'd just quickly say a little bit this morning about why I train. I do, I mostly do kettlebell work, but I do body weight stuff, and I'm interested in movement as well as sort of strength. I'm more interested in the performance of my body than anything else. So when when I'm working out and the results, the objective that I'm seeking is that the performance of my body improves. And I use my body a lot. My work is pretty active, and I've got 2 young kids, and I've always been quite an active person, and I'm quite lucky in that sense that I've always been quite active. So I want to improve the performance of my body. I want to at least maintain a high level of performance. So that's the reason why I think kettlebells are also like working for me, and the mobility exercises I do, because it's not just increasing my strength and putting more muscle on, it's actually helping me perform better. It's improving the performance of my body. So that's one of the main reasons why I train how I train, but also little niggles that I've had across the last 20 odd years with my knees, for instance. I've had niggles with my knees. I don't run because of I end up with sore knees, and it comes in once or twice a week. I get this ache on my knee, so I don't actually know what that is. It might just be wear and tear over the years, but I don't like this niggle. I don't like these weaknesses. So that's another reason why I'm using the kettlebells, because the wobble that you perform when you're swinging the bells and when you're using the kettlebells, the wobble you perform, your connective muscles are getting an exercise as well. I think that's why when I leave the gym, I don't get a pump, I get a fizz. My body is fizzing on my way back from the gym, and often the next morning as well, my body's still fizzing. I think it's because the pump is associated with perhaps your gross motor muscles. When you're benching or when you're doing something with your weights, when you're lifting, you can get that pump because you've literally pumped up your big muscles. But all of the connector muscles, all of your stabilizers, your fast twitch muscles, they get a workout when you're doing kettlebell training, and this makes me feel more like I'm fizzing when I leave the gym. It's a nice feeling. You feel like you've energized yourself. You've really given your body a good boost. So I get this fizz, and that's what I want. When I come out of there, I don't feel any niggles in my knees. I often have lower back issues and hip problems. I don't feel those when I leave the gym. And sometimes not even the next morning when I wake up for work, that those niggles aren't there at all. This morning though, however, and I didn't go to the gym last night, this morning my lower back and hips feel pretty stiff this morning. And I intend to go to the gym tonight. If we don't have a late one at work, then I'll get down the gym tonight and I'll do a bit, and I'm gonna report how that has made my back and hips feel. So they just feel like right at the bottom of my I think it's your sacral spine at the very bottom. It feels like it just needs to be cracked open. That's how it feels down there at the moment. It might be my lower back, it might be my psoas being a bit tight, so I'll do some exercises tonight just to drop my legs. I'll do a minute or 2 minute dead hang, couple of rounds, just to let my body drop and do some breathing, so as my hips and my legs just drop a bit more, just to try and relax. I'll be consciously trying to relax my hips before I get to the gym, and then when I'm there I'll be giving them a bit of a workout just to see if that helps. But sometimes when I swing the kettlebells, I can crack the bottom of my spine quite easily, and sometimes when I'm doing like a double-handed swing, just a basic double-handed swing, sometimes I can feel like a clicking sensation in the very bottom of my back in my sacral spine, right at the bottom there. And I'm not exactly sure what that is, whether that's the bone or whether that's just a gap forming. I don't know if that's releasing pressure. You know, it doesn't feel painful. I'm just conscious every now and then that this clicking is happening when I swing the kettlebell. So I don't know. I'm going to find out. I'll monitor it as I go, and I'm going to use a 20 kilo kettlebell as well. Like a 16 kilo kettlebell now is my sort of like maintenance kettlebell. I can pretty much do everything I want to do with a 16 kilo kettlebell, like two-handed and one-handed. I've managed to progress up to a 16 kilo kettlebell, but now I'm going to start pushing into the 20s, and every now and then I'm going to drop in like a 24 kilo kettlebells blast. Just and not many times. Perhaps I'll just do one little set of. Perhaps I'll avoid the 24 kilo tonight, and I'll just stick to the 20, and I'll use the 16 for like Turkish get-ups and things like that. So that's my kind of go-to now for those kind of exercises is 16. But for the 20s, I'm gonna swing the 20 kilo kettlebell and see how it makes my back feel after a nice warm-up and everything. Obviously, see if it helps or hinders, and I shall report back. Okay, yes, that is it for this morning. Have a wonderful day.